What's going on, guys? New topic for Ryan on Gaming. This one comes from on PSN Sava Cakes. Hey Ryan, it would be interesting to know what you think about collector's editions of video games and whether they are even worth collecting. For example, some collector's editions drop in price really fast depending on the popularity of the game after launch. Some collector's editions simply include a bunch of DLCs and charge a ridiculous price. So, are they a waste of money? Good topic. Now, your last question there is so general. Are they a waste of money? And that you should probably expect this from me. My answer is that doesn't fit everybody's needs. That's not a yes or no answer. That's something that you dictate. That's something you decide. Do you want a collector's edition? Yes or no? Do you think it's worth it? Yes or no? It's just as simple as that. It's per person. What do you feel is worth it, and what is that game really worth it? Are they offering you a lot of cool stuff? It's the kind of thing where it's like, maybe you're into maybe there's a game that's coming out and you're going to buy it no matter what, but it's like, do I want the collector's edition? Probably not. I don't want to spend the extra money. Or it's like, the sequel to one of your favorite franchises of all time is coming out and they've announced a collector's edition and you're super excited, and now you're like, oh my god, a collector's edition too? I'm totally getting the collector's edition. I love this game. I absolutely love it. I have to get it. That's just the spectrum there. I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I'll buy a game because I like it, but I don't have to invest the extra money, or there's a huge collector's edition for a game I want, and it's like, absolutely, I'm going to get the collector's edition. And you raise a good point too, and that's what's kind of sucky about modern video games and the whole DLC age and things like that, is that they kind of diminish the collector's editions in a sense where now they offer you DLC instead of in-game items. Buy the game, you go get the collector's edition, you get an extra gun, or you get all these extra costumes or an extra mission or something, and those are fine. What I've always had a problem with those is that I don't appreciate them until I've actually played the game. Like, I don't care about the DLC and all the extra stuff that's coming in the game until I get the game and enjoy the game and then play the game completely, and then it's like, oh, now I want more stuff. Or it's like, oh, I wonder how that costume would have looked or how that gun would have played out. It's hard for me. Like, I don't appreciate that stuff until I'm actually in the game. So when I know that there's pre-order bonuses or a collector's edition with like a bunch of extra DLC, I don't give a flying shit about them. But I don't actually care about them until I play the game, and then I have a sense of what's inside the game, and then I want to experience that at that point. But that's kind of the shitty thing about, again, modern stuff, is that you get all this DLC stuff when, let's face it, I know it, you know it, we all like physical stuff, right, to put on our shelves, and like, plushies and things like that. Like, that's the kind of shit that you and I love. I mean, everybody loves that stuff. I mean, maybe you don't, or yeah, that's fine, but I think I speak for most people when I say that if you're gonna buy a collector's edition, you like having physical goodies, you like having like all that dumb stuff, like a little keychain, a plushie, maybe a t-shirt. They used to give t-shirts out a long time ago. They don't really do that at all anymore. But we all like that physical stuff, and that, for me, that's what really gets me invested into possibly buying a collector's edition if you're going to give me something really cool. Like I said, it's always dumb stuff, like the GTA 4 Special Edition with that lockbox, Uncharted 3 with the whole cabinet they give you, and then you get the Uncharted ring and everything. I feed on that stuff. I totally like that stuff. And the problem is that when you are looking at buying a collector's edition, you really have to decide, is this going to be something that's going to go on sale in a while, right? I mean, and it's kind of easy to judge that in a sense, because you always have to look at, like, how big is the game going to be. For example, Call of Duty versus something like Ni no Kuni. Ni no Kuni had a collector's edition. Call of Duty always gets collector's editions. Ni no Kuni, of course, is a game that's they're not going to print a lot of discs. They're not going to, of course, the game actually sold marginally well, but it's just not a big, mass market type of game. Few people are going to buy it. Therefore, the collector's edition for that game is going to be in lower numbers, and it's probably going to sell out, and they're probably not going to make any more. That was the case with Ni no Kuni. Call of Duty, you bet your ass, if 6 months after the game comes out, you're still going to be able to find hardened editions of that game. And that's where you can also sort of differentiate it, right? Because Call of Duty, has like a bunch of collector's editions, but they'll have like that super pricey one that comes with like a huge toy or something. Or like the new Fallout. Fallout's got that new Pip-Boy thing or whatever, and now you can't get those anymore. Usually when it's something of an excess price of like $150, $200, something like that, and it comes with some huge ridiculous plaque or toy or something like that, then that might be the kind of situation where you say, okay, even though it's a big multi-million-dollar game, they're probably going to run out of these. They probably will. They probably won't make a whole lot of these or something. You just have to pick your battles here. depending on the game, depending on what's inside, should you buy it or should you not? Because, like, I know the one big example I always see, I still see it in stores to this day, is the BioShock 2 Collector's Edition, which came with that vinyl record and everything, and it came with, like, the lithographs or whatever, I think it came with or whatever. But BioShock 2, I still see that collector's edition in stores on sale for like $30, $20. Like, that's insane, right? And I don't know, I forgot what price it came out at, like maybe $80, $100, something like that. But that would totally suck if you bought that and then, you know, down the line, how many years later you can get it for like dirt cheap. That totally sucks. But again, you gotta pick your battles. BioShock's a big game, so yeah, they're probably going to make a lot of collector's editions. So that's maybe where you're gonna say like, oh, you know, maybe I'll hold off and not buy it. That's just sort of that's sort of the situation there. But that's to answer your question is, what do you decide is worth your money and value in you know, if you should get it or if you should not, based upon if it's going to go on sale later. Because let's be real, that is not a one size fits all where you're saying, oh, it's going to drop in price after the game. Well, maybe it will, but maybe it won't, because it'll be completely sold out. That is the point of collector's editions, is that they're collector's editions. There's only a limited run or what have you. So, of course, that is kind of bullshit sometimes, because like I said with BioShock, they'll make way too many of them, and they'll definitely have some, like how many months after the launch, how many years after the launch, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they legitimately do run out of collector's editions, and you do have to jump on them when you have the chance. So, but I still like I said, I like them. I do enjoy those things, and I just, like any other consumer, I will choose when and when not to get them. Anyway, that's about it for this topic of Brian on Gaming. Thank you so much for the topic. I can go on forever about these things. If you have a topic, submit it, fill it out, write it, type it in the comments, hit submit or send or whatever the YouTube button says, and I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it up, man. Anyway, that's about it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Take it easy, guys.